is it? What is it? Do you want to learn how to play Vi? Is that it? Okay, I'll teach you.
Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. Today we'll be going through Jungle Vine Season 11 preseason. We'll be focusing on pathing, decision making, as well as our general strategy on Vi. I've had a solid start to the preseason, going 11-0 with the new items, mainly using Eclipse, as well as holding a 65% win rate over 210 games in Season 10. I may not be Challenger Jungle, but I hope this guide will still be able to help you climb like it has for me. Also, if you do like the content and you want to see more, be sure to hit that sub button down below. If you want to catch me live, I stream 3 to 5 days a week at twitch.tv/Paulaway. The link is in the description below. Be sure to follow, and next time I'm live, let me know this video sent you, and I'll build a mythic of your choice to test out. For runes, we'll be starting the Domination tree with Hail of Blades, Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, and Relentless Hunter. Then we'll pick up Triumph and Legend Alacrity from the Precision tree. For the small runes, we'll be going Attack Speed, Adaptive Force, and the last rune will depend on if the enemy team is heavy AP, AD, or mixed. In terms of skill order, we'll be starting with our W. At level 2, we'll take E. At level 3, we'll take Q. And for the rest of the game, we'll be maxing Q first, W second, and E third. Alternatively, if you're looking for that little bit of extra burst damage versus squishier teams, you can switch out Hail of Blades for Electrocute and Legend Alacrity for Coup de Grace. For pathing, we'll be starting red, moving over to wolves, then to Grom, and finishing up with blue buff. Be sure in this first clear to only use your E when your passive is up. If camps are done in this order, you should enter the river at level 3 full HP, full mana with 2 potion procs right at the 3-minute mark. As you enter the river, you'll be looking for 3 things: a mid gank, a bottom gank, as well as warding the chicken camp and stealing them if they're up. In this situation, we see that Vayne is extremely pushed up and currently in a fight with Fizz, so we're going to make the decision to commit our flash Q to gank this Vayne and secure Fizz the first blood. This early in the game, it's okay to use the flash, especially getting first blood on a carry champion like Fizz. Scuttlecrab spawns right at the 3-minute and 15-second mark, so since we're leaving our jungle into the river right at 3 minutes, that gives us 15 seconds to choose whether we're ganking mid, ganking bots, or just stealing a jungle camp, because we want to make sure we're getting that Scuttlecrab right as it spawns and moving on with our farming. Friendly reminder that Scuttlecrab now has a shield that can only be broken by either fully killing it or hitting with CC, so one quick hit of Vi's Q will completely knock it off. As a jungler, we're always hopping on those ganking opportunities. Here I see Vayne once again overextending, and I see her flash, so we're going to hard punish her for this. Whenever we do commit to a gank, we have to make sure that has a high chance of succeeding, because if it does fail, we're missing out on jungle farming time, as well as the other jungler knows where we are and can severely punish, especially in this early game where we have to be very efficient so we can be getting to this dragon at 5 minutes. Ideally, we want to finish our jungle clear and start going B by 4 minutes and 30 seconds. This will give us time to buy items and beeline straight to dragon and start it at 5 minutes right as it spawns. Now obviously, if you have some successful ganks that work out, delaying this is okay because you are now ahead on gold, so it'll be even harder for the enemy jungle to delay you, even if they do catch you doing the dragon. Now, obviously, we're going to Eclipse this game, so if you do have at least 1100 gold, go ahead and buy the Serrated Dirk as your first item. If you don't have enough, just buy some longswords and some pink wards. Every single game, we're going to be challenging ourselves to really increase our vision score, so whenever you go B, if you have the gold and the inventory slots, always buy your pink wards and be putting them all over the map. While doing Dragon, we're going to be constantly looking at the mini-map, checking out mid lane, checking out bot lane, and also seeing if we can catch the jungler anywhere. If you see anything suspicious or people coming towards you, use those pings, ask for help, and react accordingly. Here we see Lilia dropping a ward right in front of us. We have a pink, so we're going to drop that and clear that instantly. Usually the enemy jungler will just be running with their trinket, so as long as you clear their one ward, that is all the vision they'll be able to get on the map. We also see Fizz fighting Vayne in a 1v1, and we see Lilia moving in to help. We are always going to help with this. Vi is extremely strong in early 2v2s, and if played right, you will always come out on top. At this point, we finished our first clear, we have Dragon, and we've taken care of any ganks that have popped up. Now we're just going to go back to the jungle, do a full clear, and we're going to keep an eye on the minimap, seeing what the next Scuttlecrab is going to spawn. And every single time, we're going to contest that. That's a lot of vision and mobility that we don't want to be giving to the enemy team. Also, keep your eyes open for gank opportunities, keep that warding up, and if you have things, be sure to clear wards or deep ward in the enemy jungle. Now while we finish our jungle clear while taking blue buff, we can see that our bot lane is getting extremely pushed in by Seraphine and Caitlyn. To counteract this, we're going to hit the vision cone and clear every single ward we see. While we're not actively looking to gank here, we are looking to put pressure on the enemy bot lane to make them back off a bit. This will allow our bot lane to have some breathing room to either farm safely or go B. While we're clearing the tri-bush, the enemy bot lane comes to contest. Thankfully, our bot lane is on top of it and they're hard engaging at this point. In these early game skirmishes, especially those right beside a tower, you have to be extremely confident in your abilities and you can't be hesitating at all. If you wait even 1 second to hard engage, that can be the difference between engaging away from the tower or under the tower and giving needless deaths to the enemy team. While I always play to build myself up, get myself a lot of farm because I am extremely confident in my ability to carry, you also have to know when to reward your laners. Here, Tristana had an amazing fight, started it off, as well as getting us 2 kills. So I'm going to reward her with the red buff and any farm she wants. Much like Dragon, we're going to be looking to take Rift Herald as soon as it spawns or as soon as we can get there. This one takes a little longer to kill, so it's even more important that you're looking at top and mid and ensuring they have lane priority. Do some warding in the enemy jungle, keep your eyes on the minimap, and see if you can call for help. Around this time, you should be getting really close to finishing your Eclipse. It's at this time, whenever you go B, you want to be looking at who's fed on the enemy team. Is it an AD, is it an AP, or is it mixed? You can only get one of Stairs, Gage, or Maw. If it's an AP, we really want to rush that Maw. If not, we want to be going towards that Stairs, Gage second. As you see here, we're arriving at the Dragon Pit right as that dragon is coming up. This puts the enemy jungler in an awkward situation. If they are not already at the Dragon Pit, they will not be able to contest it with how fast Vi takes this. If this isn't warded, the enemy laners won't know. You will be able to sneak 2 dragons extremely fast. The advantage of this is if your team does throw and you guys start losing every single dragon, now since you have 2 of them, the enemy's soul will be delayed by a full 12 minutes. As always, we're staying on top of these ganking opportunities. We got the dragon, we got the kill, now we're going back into the jungle to keep that farm up. Win ahead, get more ahead. We already have the objectives, now let's stay ahead and farm. If you remember, we got the Rift Herald extremely early, which means if we can use it effectively, we can get a lot of plates onto our laners and build on our advantage. Here, I see Vayne alone in mid lane with Fizz looking to flank. We engage, we get the kill, and we are now safe to drop the Herald and get first tower. Getting kills in first tower blood on a mid laner like Fizz is super important. You just want to open up that mid lane, end that laning phase as soon as possible, and have him completely roam around the map. This also opens Vayne up to getting dove really easy since she won't have a tower to fall back on. Once that Herald's dropped and you got all that gold, Dragon isn't up yet, Herald isn't up yet. As with anything, we're going to go straight back to our farming, keep building that advantage, and start really looking into what our second item is going to be, whether it's going to be that Steris Gage or Maw of Malmortius. Now, unless the game is a complete stomp, you're going to have at least one lane that's either going even or falling behind. Now, in this situation, we have our mid lane as ahead, our bot lane as ahead. We're going to pay our top lane a visit and get those really easy towers. Now that those plates aren't there, these towers are like paper. They will fall instantly. While the objective here might be to get the tower as soon as possible, always be sure you're warding those tri-bushes, warding as much as you can. As you can see the vision score of this game, we are miles ahead of anyone else on our team at the moment, so we just really need to make up for that lack of warding and really take it in our hands at this point. Get caught by Vayne, however, we use no ults and no summoners, whereas she uses both ult and flash. This also keeps her topside, which allows our bot duo to get the bottom tower since they had no fear of that mid lane roam. If you're going to die, make sure you get something in return and minimize what the enemy team gets for that kill. As you see here, as we're taking this third dragon, you can see the enemy team is ready for it at this point. This is where you have to start bringing the team over, get ready for those smite secures because they are getting really desperate now. They know if they lose this dragon, we are on soul point and they will do everything in their power to stop that. The risky part about going through these mid and late game dragons and hard focusing them is that when the enemy team comes, they will 1, try to steal it, and 2, they will most likely get a lot of chip damage on and hard engage as soon as the dragon goes down. You have to be ready for that. In terms of gold lead, we're only ahead by 1k, but when it comes to stats, we are insanely ahead when it comes to the 3 dragons, as well as a lot of the gold funneled on a full damage Vi. This is where you have to step up and completely carry these fights. Heal as best you can, focus the squishies, and be extremely confident in everything you do. In the end, you'll find that you'll get a lot more objectives just by starting it and not hesitating at all. I've lost so many dragons and so many heralds because I've danced around it for a few seconds, kind of worried about whether to do it. And I would have gotten it if I just hard committed. So in your next few games, just hard commit to it, just do it, and you'll realize you're going to get a lot more objectives than you used to. Now we're at the part of the game where Vi is extremely strong. When you're already ahead, you have dragons, as well as the other team doesn't quite have their health or defensive items, while you have 1 to 2 full damage items done. As you're able to see in this fight, I'm able to weave in and out, utilize my passive, and even jump back in the fight when I have less than 100 HP, because I know how much damage I can do and I know how much shield I'm going to get from my passive. In terms of build order, we know we're going our Mythic Eclipse first. After that, we'll be going for our lifeline, whether that's Sterix Gauge or Mauvna Mortius, depending on who's fed on the enemy team. For our third item, we'll be rushing for that Death Stance. This will slow the damage we take and allow our passive to save us more in those really close mid and late game fights. For boots, we'll be going for Merc Treads or the new Ninja Tabby, depending on the other team. For my fifth item, I really like going Guardian Angel, especially if I have a big bounty. You can hide that bounty from the other team, and you feel even more comfortable deep diving into the enemy team. For our sixth item, that really depends on how the game is going. You can either go defensive, you can get some armor pen. At the end of the day, usually you don't get into that late game, but if you do, it really depends on how the game is going. As you can see here, we're doing an early Baron. If you're ahead, the enemy team doesn't know, and you do it right as it spawns, you'll be able to melt this thing extremely fast. Baron at 20 minutes is paper. It will completely disappear. At this point, if you're this far ahead, it's okay to style a little bit. If you're comfortable on Vi, you're able to dive into the enemy team and start killing them. I know Lily is bot, and I know none of them can really contest me because I do have those 3 completed items at this point. To wrap up, I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone that's watched this far. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions regarding Vi or jungle in general, feel free to ask in the comment section down below. I reply to everything. Or if you want to stop by my Twitch and catch me live at twitch.tv/Holloway, I'll be happy to answer that live. And if you tell me this video sent you, I'll let you pick any mythic of your choice. I'll build it on Vi and I'll test it out. Kind of just a thank you for watching this video as well as for stopping by the stream. I wish you all luck in your games, and I will see you guys next time.